Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Today I want to showcase some new products that will be in, or that are in, the January to April 2023 mini catalogue. This Dainty Delight stamp set, and if you saw my blog post recently you will have seen that I used this for a colour challenge. I'm just using the sentiments from it this time, but I wanted to show you the coordinating Dainty Delights dies, and there's 16 of them in total, ones that coordinate with the stamped images and other ones to supplement them as well. So those are in the mini catalogue, available to purchase separately or as a bundle, and you save 10% if you buy the bundle. And a little sneak peek in there, that is the Celebrate You is from Dainty Delight there, and those are some of the images there as well. And you'll see this beautiful piece here. That is actually this paper here, which is called Dainty Flowers. It's 12 by 12, and I'll quickly show you the designs in the pack. This one is ideal for cutting in half and then into sections for card bases. And the back of that one, sorry, I forgot to show you that. We've got that, beautiful. The colours in this are Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rich Raspberry and Starry Sky. So there we've got similar pattern but Blushing Bride. This one, I might have shown you that one already, haven't I? I might be missing one. No matter. You get the idea. Lots of lovely colours, lots of lovely floral designs on one side and patterns on the other. Starry Sky on that one. So lots to choose from in that pack. And I say that is a free pack in Sale-A-Bration, which runs from the 5th of January to the 28th of February 2023. So free with a qualifying spend. What I have made is this lovely little box, which measures 2.5 by 2.5 by 1, and a little gift bag to fit it. Like so. So I've done a fair bit of the preparation. I've changed the colour of the design of the paper from that one to this one. Larger flowers to the smaller ones. I'm keeping the box exactly the same with this rich raspberry design on there. So let's get on with making the box first of all. So I'm using my Simply Scored tool, and I'm going to score this piece of card. It is 7.5 inches by 5 inches, and I'm going to score that at 2.5, 3.5, 6 inches and 7 inches. Okay, so that gives us a 2.5, 1, 2.5, 1 and a tab. Score that at 1 inch on the short side, and then at 3.5 inches and 4.5 inches. Okay, and the Designer Series paper is 9.5 inches by 6 inches. So I would cut my paper at 6 inches. It's 12 by 12 paper. Cut it at 6 inches with the pattern going the correct way, and then trim that down to 9.5 inches. So you want your pattern to be running the correct direction along your long edge. This gets scored at 3 inches, at 4.5 inches, at 7.5 inches, and at 9 inches. Turn that around, score it at 1 inch and at 5 inches. Okay, just checking that that is right. 1.5 and 5. Yeah, okay. So leave the paper for the bag for the moment and just quickly fold and burnish those score lines. Okay, and then we want to have our 1/2 inch panel at the top and along at the right. Along the bottom, cut straight up all of those score lines. Okay, wedge the squares, leave the rectangles. Okay, and then I want to take this one off, but I want to take just a little wedge off the side there as well. Okay, then take a little wedge the other side of that panel and then take out those top 2 sections. And then again, you want to cut along all of these score lines, but not just to the first one. You want to go to the second one this time. All right, didn't go all the way there. Like that. Okay, so do that with all of them. Okay. For these ones, I want to take the top off and again wedge it. Same with this one. Take that top piece off and just chop into that square. Lots of little bits hanging around now. Want to take a tiny little bit off this bit here because that's the bit that's going to tuck in when we close the box, and I want to take both of those pieces out completely. So if I tuck those away, this is the piece that I am chopping off. Okay, and that will be the front of my box. And I want to put on my designer series paper onto these pieces. And here's one I have prepared earlier. Okay, so I've got, these pieces are 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. These pieces are 7/8 of an inch by 2 3/8. So you need 2 of each of those. And I've run my pattern along, but you don't particularly need to. I've also got a piece that will be on the top there, and as you can see, when I put that one on that way, I needed to turn that one upside down. Again, it's the same size as these ones, 7/8 by 2 3/8, but in the opposite direction if you've got a directional print. If you don't have a directional print, it's so much easier. Now, I want to put a little thumb notch on, and I cheated with this one and used a retired punch. This is the Label Me Fancy punch, and I'm just going to use that again. I'm going to tuck those bits out of the way, and we'll tuck that out of the way. I just want to take a little bit off, and I'm trying to make sure that I've got it fairly central, and just a little bit more like that. It's just going to give us a little notch in there. So to quickly put this box together, just some glue on the side and then along the bottom. Fold that over, they should meet up nice and neatly. To give it a press on both sides, then tuck your two side panels in, a little bit of glue just to hold it. Then your back panel, fold that forwards, and then lots of glue on this one to keep it all together. Fold that round. So again, your front piece has got your thumb notch and has the rounded corner there. All right, and that simply goes in like that and stays nice and shut, but you've got that little bit to make it easier to use your thumb to get into the box. Okay, tiny bit of stamping to decorate the front of the box, and again I'm using the same punch. Let me find my piece of white card that I'd looked out. There it is. Using rich raspberry ink, I'm going to stamp "The Best Is Yet to Come" and pop that on there. Don't have to worry about being terribly straight because I can make sure that when I use the punch I get it straight, like so. That's ready to go on there, and I'm going to just stamp the other sentiment for the bag, the "Celebrate You," and then I can put my ink pads away. Okay. Then I have less chance of putting my finger in it. So while we're at it, I'll just use the double oval punch, and it's the smaller one I want to use. Just line that up, chop that out, and oops, I've already used the bigger one and have one ready to go on the bag. I've also used some of the Dainty Delights dies. So I used these 3 dies here. Sorry, 3 dies. This one die that cuts 3 larger flowers and a little flower there, and I've also used that die and this die on white to put in the center of that flower there. Okay, so got the dainty little flowers, and hopefully you can see there that it not only cuts the outside, but it also embosses a little bit in the center as well. Using my tiny little glue, I'm gonna find the white bit in it I've got here and just put a little bit of glue in the center there. Tweezers somewhere, there we are. And again, that does have a tiny little bit of embossing on there as well. It's kind of dimpled. So that on there, like so. Just use the same pot of glue as I got it there. Pop that on. This flower up in the corner there, and I'll put a couple of these on too. and I just used scraps of the Rich Raspberry card that I had cut earlier. And then to finish the box off completely, I've just got some pearl jewels, and I'm going to put little ones in the centre of those two flowers and a larger but not the largest one on the label there. Okay, so that's me got the two boxes done. Now on to the gift bag. While I've got my glue and these two bits here, I'm going to glue them together before I lose one of them. Pop glue. And that goes in there. I didn't bother adding any other bling to my bag. Thought it was pretty enough without it. So let's bring in the piece that we scored earlier, and again I'm going to varnish. The 1-inch panel at the top there, I'm folding down just so I've got that both sides of the paper showing on the bag. You don't need to do that. I just thought it was a nice little design detail. Okay. And then just score it along the long side as well. I can't see my score lines, I can feel them. There they are. And if I can't see them, you can't see them, I'm quite sure. Although, as usual, I start crafting and I've not got my glasses on. Alright, so varnish those lines. Skinny panel on the right there, and again that one turned over at the top there. And to make life a little bit easier, I'm just going to run a little bit of glue right along the top there and press that down. Okay. Same with the box, just along the bottom, cut along those score lines. So you've got a rectangle and a square. I tend to find if it's a busy pattern and you can't see it, bend it, start cutting, and then you know where you're going from there. You can always tidy it up afterwards if you've gone a little bit off. It's the base of the bag after all. Okay, and again chopping off that bottom panel there and wedging in to the squares, leaving those rectangles alone. Alright, so I want to add glue along that edge, this tab, and again you could take a little bit off that if you wanted it not to be quite so bulky in the corner, and I could have chopped that bit off before I glued it down, but it actually gives a nicer look if you've got it going underneath. So a little bit of glue on there, but before I do that, I forgot, I want to put two little holes for my ribbon. Now when I did this one, again I cheated, I used a retired hole punch because I've got it, but you might have noticed in this Label Me Fancy there's a little hole there, so I'm going to try and use that on this. Okay, so let me see, how do I do this? This one will be fine, as I can just eyeball that. So what I'm trying to do is not cut the top of it, So I don't want any of my paper showing in there, and I'm trying to get that halfway between, like so. So I've got a little hole there. Did go right through. Yeah, and then I want to try and do the same on this bit. But I might need to fold this funnily to try and get that in, but I don't want a hole on there. I don't want that, but I don't want it to go right through there either. I'm going to have to admit defeat, I can't do that. I'm going to just cheat again. If you do not have a hole punch, then the other way to do it would be simply to take your Stampin' Pierce mat and take your pick tool and just take it all the way through so you get a decent sized hole on there. It's not as neat, let's be honest, but from that side it doesn't look quite so bad. And you're going to put ribbon through, so we'll see how it looks in a moment. Right, glue. And actually, once you've bent that over, it's not a bad idea to reinforce those score lines there. Just the same as the box, fold that over, straighten up if you need to. Okay. Give it a little press, fold it over the other way, give that a press down too. Okay, so we've got that, and I've got glue on my hands. Right, so again, fold in the side flaps. Your seam is at the back, so fold the back forward, and then your front fold to the back. All I did was squeeze it in just a little bit like that while it's empty, and pop this onto the front like that. I think I'm done with the sticky. Let's get rid of some of this and bring in the ribbon, and I am using fresh freesia because there's a little bit of that in there, and I'm going to pop it through one side, then tie it in a knot. Now, because I had bigger holes on my original version, I did double tie it, and I might need to do that at the other end, but that's a tiny hole from that punch. So then just chopped off that big bit of excess, just leave a tiny bit. Oh, just whacked myself with those scissors. Right, then pretty much decide how long you want your handle to be, and then give yourself plenty to tie another knot. Okay, because again that needs to go from the outside to the inside with my tweezers, like so. Tie the knot. Double check where that knot's going to be. Are you happy with that? Yes, I am. Pull it tight. Is that going to stay? I'm going to do a double knot on this one just in case, because I made that hole a little bit bigger with my Take Your Pick tool. So I'm just trying to slide the knot over the original knot like that. Okay, chop that bit off and try not to stab yourself with the scissors this time. And there you go, you've got your pretty little bag. That is the back, that is the front, and your little box that fits nice and neatly inside. I hope you've enjoyed this project. If you have, I'd love if you give it a go and let me know how you get on. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button and click on the bell to get notifications of the next time I upload a tutorial. If you're already subscribed, please do give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Thank you so much. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.